The struggle you're in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. I learned this brutal lesson a couple years back in 2015 when I experienced a sort of series of unfortunate events. Prior to this downfall, I had lived in a perfectly placed bubble with no broken bones, no accidents, and no heartbreaks. So let me invite you all to relive my first reality check. It was a Thursday. After school, I was on my way to work. I was driving down Ontario Avenue in Corona, California, and I spotted a car to the left of the road that looked as if he was attempting to eventually cross the street to get to the grocery store that was on the right of the road. I assumed that he would yield to me. I was going about maybe 45, 50 miles per hour, and it's pretty miraculous the amount of trust that you put in the drivers that are surrounding your car. The amount of trust I had in this driver is what led to the first chapter in this book of plagues. I was driving about 50 miles per hour. He broadsided me. My windshield completely shattered, my airbags depleted, and I was blacked out for maybe 1 minute, maybe a minute and a half. I was rushed to the hospital, and I was able to spend the night in my own bed that night without any injuries, thank God. I brushed myself off, wiped away the tears, and prayed for a better tomorrow. My car was practically totaled. Months in the shop resulted in a complete transformation from battered to beautiful, but not for long. My mom decided to take me to the spa to wash away the previous day's inconveniences. So we go to Glen Ivy, again in Corona, California. I went in the mud bath, I got a massage. It was extremely relaxing and much needed. I then went on a horseback riding trip, which I used to do a lot when I was younger. I have a family friend that lives in Norco that has a couple stables, so I was able to keep my horse there when I was younger. She has these crazy back trails behind her house. Big forests with these huge trees and these little tiny trails, and we never had really gotten to explore these trails beforehand. We took our horses back there, and we were riding so fast through these trees. It was one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life. None of us got hurt, thankfully, and surprisingly, because it was a really dangerous ride. And we're walking our horses back behind some of the backyards to get back to the stables. At this point, we're walking our horses. There's no danger involved. Everything's fine. And the wind was blowing a little bit, and there was a tarp in one of the backyards that kind of blew up with the wind and blew back down. Really subtle, not a big movement at all. But horses get spooked so easily at the littlest movement. My horse got so scared. He started kind of trotting around in this little circle, and I could tell that he didn't want me to be on him anymore. It was kind of hard for me to gain control of him, and I was having a hard time relaxing him. Eventually, he got up on his hind legs. I fell back, and I was grabbing the reins, so he kind of fell back with me, and his torso landed right on my ankle, and it crushed into what felt like a million pieces. Extremely painful. I was rushed to the hospital again and diagnosed with a broken ankle. They put a cast on me, and I wiped away my tears, brushed myself off, and took 2 pain pills before going to bed. I wanted to get my mind off the pain that I was experiencing, so I went to a friend's house. I was able to drive my car because I used my left foot instead of my right to maneuver the pedals. So I get to my friend's house, and I had a little mini backpack that I carried around with me since on crutches it's really hard to carry things. So I had to take my backpack off, put it in the passenger seat, and I walk into my friend's house, leaving the backpack behind because it was hard for me to pick it up. And we're in this suburban neighborhood. I didn't think that anything would go wrong. So I leave it there, go inside, wake up the next morning, hobble out on my crutches to see that the passenger window of my car had been completely shattered and my backpack was stolen. So let me give you a little bit of insight about how tragic this event was, and especially 2 weeks after I broke my ankle, prom was coming up. And so the first problem with that is that I'm on crutches. So if I decide to go to prom, I'm gonna be on crutches if I decide to go at all. But the second problem was that I had taken on the responsibility of planning the prom bus. So I was collecting everyone's cash, everyone's money in my wallet so that I could pay the prom bus driver up front when I get there. So I had about $800 in cash stolen out of my wallet that was not my own money that I had to replace before the prom bus had to be bought. So I brushed off the shattered glass from the passenger seat, wiped away my tears, and went straight to the DMV to get a new license. This is not all. My car had to be sent back to the shop. So I went to the eyebrow place to get my eyebrows done because look good, feel good, right, ladies? So I go to the eyebrow shop and I had to go to the bathroom. I'm on my crutches this whole time, keep in mind, through all these events. So I'm crutching back to the bathroom. I only had my phone and my keys at this point because everything was stolen from me. I put my phone and my keys on the lid of the toilet right there. And so this is the toilet seat, here's the toilet lid. And I step back to get ready to go to the bathroom, and it was all in slow motion. I get a call, and my phone vibrates when I get a call. So it vibrates all the way into the toilet. There's utter destruction. So I'm sitting there, and I didn't have enough time to hobble over to catch it. It was all in slow motion. I get over there, and I look in the toilet, and my friend Megan was calling me, and my phone was vibrating. It was one of the most horrible feelings of my life. So here, I'm on crutches, and I don't have a car, and I don't have a phone to sit on when I'm at home on my crutches, not being able to go anywhere or do anything. So thank God that the struggles you're in today are developing the strength that you need for tomorrow, because those days just kept bringing more and more struggles. Once it was all over, however, I was left with a working car with a couple of brand new parts, a new wallet, 3 months off from responsibilities due to being on crutches, a new phone, and a new sense of strength and confidence that I could bring in the face of any challenge. Thank you.
Everyone's speech is very narrative after hearing that. I was going to say, like,